So back in the whip, back in the car, heading to the gym. Had to take the bum ass do-rag off. The sun is shining. So let the hair get some air. I need a haircut so bad right now. It's been over a month since my last haircut. So I don't know what angle this look like. I don't know what this look like. Y'all down on the floor right now. So hopefully y'all can see me. And up, yep, that's the thing. It's gonna be a rocky road. Rocky road, man. Rocky road. Especially with the way I drive. Be whipping and dipping. Let me get off this hill. Be on that hill and shit. So hopefully the sun feels so good, man. Hopefully y'all can hear me alright. Over the wind and the motor. I need to wash this car. Fun fact. I've only washed this car one time since I've had it. One time. I've had this car since, I think for 2019. Yeah, 2019. 3 years. I had this car for 3 years. I think I got it in around like September of 2019. Something like that. And I've only washed it one time, and it was because my mama was like, she was like, girl, when you gonna wash and clean this car out? I mean, I had been vacuuming the car out, right? Keep the inside need to be clean right now, but try to keep the inside. Y'all just rocking over here. Try to keep the inside clean, but the outside be dirty. Shit. All right, I'll holler at y'all when I make it to the gym. I'll probably talk to y'all real quick in the parking lot, because I'm not gonna record on the inside, because it's music and stuff. Music be playing, and my shit be getting flagged, copyrighted all the time. So I'll holler at y'all a little bit when I make it to the parking lot. What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Isha, tuning in to ITTB TV. Right now I'm about to do a little mukbang. I got some garbanzo beans, some kale, back up. Kale, tomato. Get your move. Gotta keep her in check. She be trying to run out the door sometime. What was I saying? Garbanzo beans, chickpeas, kale greens, tomato, portobello mushrooms, garlic, onion, red onion, and then vegetable broth was what's up in here. Then I got some rye. No, it's not rye bread. It's 9 grain bread with the all the seeds on it. Water. And I got some popcorn with some grippo popcorn. You feel me? So let me bless this food. Very little thank you for this food. May it bless my body, may it nourish my mind, body, soul, spirit. May it bring me closer to you, make it keep me calm, may I be attached. And may those that are attached to my name calm and be brought up as well. Dear So I made this yesterday. Made this yesterday? Yeah, I made this yesterday. I cooked the beans Saturday night or Saturday evening. And then I made the rest of it yesterday. And then I warmed it back up. So these beans are, they're a lot softer than the first time I made them, which I enjoy. Thank you for that. They're not mushy. Got a little grit, little bite to them and everything, but like the first time I made them, they weren't hard, but they wasn't whole in flavor. Like they weren't mixing well in the broth. The broth last time that I made tastes better than this one. I made it a lot spicier. It was a lot thicker than this. But again, I also had I had rice in that one as well as rice or something else. It was something else in there. I believe it was rice because it soaked up all the juice. Y'all be reading your horoscope? I just opened up my internet, and on the internet, the I think it's the MSN. Let me see what it's called. Well, my homepage has like a little corner for the horoscopes. Let's read mine. The channels of communication may be full of static for you today. Perhaps your zodiac tendencies will inspire you to blame others for being too fierce in defending their convictions. However, oddly enough, you are likely to find yourself being just as vehement when you present your own point of view. Why hold to the course? Why hold to this course? Find another positive means of expression. Gentler, quieter. You'll find that you are more readily heard. Let's see what that means. Showing strong. Okay, I knew I seen that word before. Forceful, passionate, and intense. So I'm an Aries, but I also like to look at the Pisces sign because I'm right. My birthday's on the 21st, so kind of like right on the border sometime. You might want to ask someone for some advice. You have an impulsive nature, and sometimes you race into something before you have done the proper research. Don't force things today. If you have questions about a procedure or a computer application, find someone who can help you out. Feel entitled. Feel entitled to ask for some quick mentoring. What? Or you might simply ask a friend to offer you some tips. If you can remain receptive to other people's guidance, you'll do just fine. The feel entitled is throwing me off on that one. But anyway, why gas prices are going back up after 100 days of decline. This is literally what I do most of the day if I'm not doing nothing. Just catching up with what's going on. But I also have a few projects that I need to get done today. Where did napkins go? It was the longest losing streak for gasoline prices since early months of the pandemic. 98 consecutive days of summer. Experienced declining gas prices thanks in part to slower worldwide demand for oil. Now, a cut in oil production signaled by the OPEC group last week has sent global crude prices higher, bringing upward pressure back to prices at the pump. According to AAA, the national average gas price climbed to $3.92 a gallon Monday. Prices are likely to keep going higher from here as oil prices continue to climb, according to Patrick Dehaney, chief petroleum analyst at gas price tracking group GasBuddy.com. That's crazy. How y'all feel about that? President Biden announces student loan debt relief plan. Ooh, excuse me, that was juicy. Let's see what he's talking about. This ain't no music, so hopefully that shouldn't get copyright.
Automobile agents. And I walked in and I had my spikes, and because the reason I was going down, when your dad works at an automobile agency, great advantage. You get a new car to go to the prom, or a good used car for life.
10 minutes long.
I'm not joking.
He ain't talking about much right now.
I went down in my 51 Plymouth with beach towels for seat covers, and I had my uniform on, my spikes off. I ran in, and the woman, whose name was Mary, who ran the place. I said, "Mary, where's Dad?" She said, "He's out in the lane going into the repair shop." Give him my word, true story. And my dad was a well-dressed, refined fella. And I walked out, and my dad was pacing back and forth between the big garage door going into the repair shop and
y'all like Biden as the president?
Showroom. And he looked up. He said, "Oh, Joey."
I don't know. I don't like talking about politics.
Sorry. I thought, God, something happened. This is before cell phones.
I don't like talking about politics, religion.
My brothers or my sister or my mom or something. I said, "What's the matter, Dad?" He said, "I went to see
politics and religion, two things.
Vice president,
but I will, depending on who it is.
Bank that did a lot of the financing of people who wanted to purchase a car. He said, I went to Charlie and asked to borrow the money. He said, "You lend it to me." I said, "I'm so ashamed. I'm so damn ashamed." You know, my dad would, my dad was like millions of parents all across the country. I want to help the kids to get to school, but there was just no way to be able to do it. And because he believed...
He's giving a story about his father. I'm guessing that that kind of goes along the lines of him.
We understand deeply. I'm sure the vast majority of you do as well.
Wanting the student debt.
Too expensive for too many Americans. All this means is an entire generation is now saddled with unsustainable debt in exchange for an attempt, at least, at a college degree. The burden is so heavy that even if you graduate, you may not have access to the middle-class life that the college degree once provided.
No.
Many people can't qualify for a mortgage to buy a home because of the debt they...
But you can get a student loan if you can't even get a mortgage.
It's too high. They can't come up with a down payment anyway. A lot of folks are even putting off starting families because of the cost. And the dream of starting your own business is just way off in the distance with the debt that someone you're saddled with.
That's crazy. You can't get a mortgage, but you can get a student loan.
The financial strain was much too high. About a third of the borrowers have debt but no degree. The worst of both worlds, debt and no degree. The burden is especially heavy on Black and Hispanic borrowers, who on average have less family wealth to pay for it. They don't own their homes to borrow against to be able to pay for college. And the pandemic only made things worse. But we responded aggressively to the pandemic to minimize the economic impact of the harm COVID imposed on individuals, families, and businesses. You all were there with recovery. We increased unemployment benefits for workers who were laid off. We provided loans to small businesses so they could stay afloat and take care of their families and their employees. We provided assistance to people to put food on the table.
But they're going to have to pay all that back.
With all film of cars, decent looking cars, not jalapenos, nice cars. Just waiting for a box of food to be put in the trunk in the United States of America. Waiting for over an hour to get food in a trunk. And we provided rent and mortgage assistance to keep people from being evicted and thrown out in the street. Our approach to help Americans who need it the most was necessary, and it was the right thing to do, and to help people avoid financial crisis, which helped our whole country as a consequence of that. That didn't benefit them, it benefited the whole economy. Our approach is why Americans...
But look at this shit now. This motherfucker tumbling back down.
Was faster and stronger than any other advanced nation in the world. Now it's time to address the burden of student debt in the same way.
Tumbling
Working
back
closely
down.
with the Secretary of Education. He's got the hard job. Secretary Cardona. Here's what my administration is going to do. Provide more breathing room for people so they have less burdened by student debt. And quite frankly, to fix the system itself, which when we came in, we both acknowledged was broken in terms of, anyway. There are three key factors what we're going to do today. First, we've made incredible progress advancing America's economic recovery. We've wound down pandemic relief programs, like the ones on unemployment insurance and small businesses. It's time we do the same thing for student loans. Student loan payment pause is going to end. It's going to end December 30th. I'm extending to December 31st, 2022, and it's going to end at that time. It's time for the payments to resume. Second, my campaign for president, I made a commitment. That would provide student debt relief. And I'm honoring that commitment today. Using the authority Congress granted the Department of Education, we will forgive $10,000 in outstanding federal student loans. In addition, students who come from low-income families, which allow them to qualify to receive a Pell Grant, will have their debt reduced to $20,000. Both of these targeted actions are for families who need it the most. Working and middle-class people hit especially hard during the pandemic, making under $125,000 a year. If you make more than that, you don't qualify. No high-income individual or high-income household on top of the 5%, in the top 5% of income, by the way, will benefit from this action, period. In fact, about 90% of the eligible beneficiaries make under $75,000 a family. Here's what that means. If you make under $125,000, you get $10,000 knocked off your student debt. If you make under $125,000 a year and you received a Pell Grant, you'll get an additional $10,000 knocked off that total, for a total of $20,000. 95% of borrowers can benefit from these actions. That's 43 million people. Of the 43 million, over 60% are Pell Grant recipients. That's 27 million people who will get $20,000 in debt relief. Nearly 45% can have their student debt fully canceled. I'm like, where are they getting this money from? That's a lot of money. 43 million people. All this means people can start, finally crawl out from under that mountain of debt. 43 million people. 10 to $20,000. Say 10,000 for 40 million people. Where are they getting that money from? When this happens, the whole economy. And they're like trillions, eons of dollars. Education will lay out in detail a short and simple form to apply for this relief, along with information when this application process opens. By resuming student loan payments at the same time as we provide targeted relief, we're taking an economically responsible course. As a consequence, about $50 billion a year will start coming back into the Treasury because of the resumption of debt. Independent experts agree that these actions taken together will provide real benefits for families without meaningful effect on inflation. Let's be clear. I hear it all the time. How do we pay for it? We pay for it by what we've done. Last year, we cut the deficit by more than $350 billion. This year, we're on track to cut it by more than $1.7 trillion by the end of this fiscal year.
What number is he talking about?
The single largest deficit reduction in a single year in the history of America. And the Inflation Reduction Act is going to cut it by another.
You said we're on track to cut our debt by $1.7 billion.
Prescription drugs. And over $1 trillion we added out for the next 2 decades. The point is this. There is plenty of deficit reduction to pay for the programs cumulatively.
I'm done with that. I don't even watch this no more. I think a mosquito just came in here. Or some type of bug. But anyway, that's it, y'all. Like, I don't know. How y'all feel about this Biden stuff, though? How y'all feel about the loan forgiveness? I'm grateful. Because it's going to benefit me now. But at the same time, how does this benefit the future? I know a lot of people ain't worried about the future. A lot of people are more worried about the now, which is what we should be. Like, we should be focusing on the now. We can't control what happened in the past. We can't change what happened in the past. We can't control. We can, because our actions now definitely help with what is going to go on in the future. But we can't say for sure. We can only project what we're doing now and say that it's going to affect, say how it's going to affect the future. So, I don't know. I'm great. Again, I'm grateful that it's going to benefit me now. But at the same time, it's like, where are y'all getting this money from? This shit is fake. It gotta be fake. And how are we on track to cutting? How are we on track to cutting our debt by $1.7 trillion? I don't know. But till again, it's your girl Ish signing out. Y'all have a blessed one. As always, everything's motivation. Peace out, Girl Scouts.